Welcome to the Growth Unleashed podcast. Today I have with me Stefanee Clontz. Stefanee is the Director of Operations for Hydra Plus IV therapy treatments in Atlanta, Georgia, where she has three locations beneath her that she manages, and we're going to be speaking with her today. So welcome, Stefanee.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I love being a guest on other people's shows because then I never know what you guys are going to talk about or what you're going to ask. And so it's always this pleasant surprise.
Yeah, but that is the fun of it. It's fun from my perspective too, because I don't know what I'm going to ask either. We just go with the flow.
A lot of times when I book people for our podcast, they get really nervous about it. You can tell which people are going to be like, oh God, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, it's just, whatever.
It's a conversation, right? It's just a fun conversation. Yeah. So Stefanee has her own podcast that I was on last week. And it's, wait, let me get the name right. It was, Does This Podcast Make You Look?
Sound fat.
I love that conversation. So we focus on wellness and fitness organizations, businesses, small and mid-sized businesses in the fitness and wellness space, how they've grown, challenges they've had growing, different stories around the growth strategies in place and what they're looking to do in the future. And it was Director of Operations, but you're also doing marketing as well, right? Or is it Director of Marketing?
No, it's operations.
Okay.
Anything from the internet being broken to the lockbox not working, the medication orders and the marketing, the social media, any of our publications, all of that stuff.
How long have you been with Hydra Plus?
Just 3 years.
That's okay. Good. That's been 3 years. Tell me a little bit about your background, leading up to where you are today.
I've been in the wellness industry since 2008 when that big HCG phentermine craze was in. I was 28 years old at the time. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I think that maybe it was just dawned on me within the last 5 years that this is what I'm supposed to be doing as a grown-up. And so, at one point I was in medical weight loss franchising. We had 38 locations and I would travel from location to location, like that show, Restaurant Impossible. I would go to each med spa and tell them why their marketing wasn't working or why patients weren't coming in the door, give them a whole new strategy and that sort of thing. After that, I decided I just want to do this on my own. So I started my own consulting company. I just didn't want to be corporate anymore. I'm sure it's not for everyone. I started my own consulting business doing mostly medical practices. I would set up a clinic, set up your labs and pharmacies, train the staff, get all the systems in place, and then just basically pass the torch. I did that for a while after I had my baby and realized I was not supposed to be at home. The baby, I went back to work. I ended up missing being in a clinical setting. Fast forward to September 2022, I was approached by Hydra Plus and I was at a different med spa at the time. They said, we're only IV hydration. We've got 3 locations. We want to put weight loss, testosterone replacement, Botox, peptides in there. Can you do it? And so it was a huge challenge. And I took the leap of faith and went for it. So here I are.
Fantastic. It must have been going well because you're still there after 3 years. That's great.
Right.
And what were you brought into the Director of Operations role?
Yes, I was. I was initially just seeing the weight loss patients, getting the testosterone started, helping with the blood draws and injections. Then one of our main people moved on to greener pastures. And now I was looking at payroll, scheduling, and med orders and all the things that go into making everything run smoothly. And so I inherited several of those roles, many of which I have hired around me, lots of help because it's a lot on one plate.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot for me with my 1 studio, let alone 3. So I can certainly appreciate that. And correct me if I'm wrong, though, but you're also pretty heavily involved in the marketing, correct? If not 100% owning it, right?
So it's funny because when we first started this, one of our nurses helped grow our following in the beginning. And then it was kind of up to me. She moved out of state and it was up to me to just keep it going. I found myself running to the break room and I would post a quick story and then I would go see patients. And then the next hour I would run back and I would post another story at home. I would make a reel and post that in our timeline. It got to be very laborious. Content is a full-time job of its own. So we eventually got a virtual assistant in the Philippines and she helps create a lot of the graphics and marketing materials that I don't have time to do during the week, like our brochures or our flyers. Now one of our staff when she's not working at the front desk, manages our social media account remotely. I feed her content and she can crank it out. And we can just, keep going about our business in the offices.
That's great. What platforms are you on, by the way? Instagram, Facebook, the norm. Do you guys do TikTok? I'm curious.
We have a TikTok account, and I know that Candy's posted on it before. What's interesting is we get a lot of traction from our videos on there, more so than our YouTube channel. I'm not sure if that's just an algorithm-based thing or if it's just that generation is watching TikTok more so than YouTube, but Instagram is our biggest platform.
Got it. I'm debating launching TikTok. Both my teenagers love TikTok, and
Dances and
it just seems like a whole generational difference. But I'm talking to so many people my age that use TikTok. I just took my 16-year-old daughters off from school this week, and I just took her to lunch. And I said, "Okay," I was like, "Can you help me get up on TikTok?" And she's like, "Sure." She's like, "You need it for your business. You absolutely should be on it." So, no, I was just wondering if you guys are doing it too.
Well, I've been torn about whether we should be more active on it, but what I'm hearing is that it is a generational thing, specifically targeted at millennials. It just depends on what your target market is. I think our target market is pretty similar, 35 to 55 and up.
Mhm.
And I guarantee you that boomers are not scrolling through TikTok and watching dance videos. So
But see,
I don't
that's
know.
yeah, that's the funny thing. That was my assumption too, but I don't know. I think it's because I have friends now that I'm starting to get links. Like I'm getting videos from friends on TikTok, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Do you have a job?"
It's this rabbit hole. So if you type
Yeah,
in EMS training forever long in your feed until you close your eyes at night and turn off your phone,
yeah,
like you're going to be served with all kinds of content.
yeah. I mean, it's a drug. It's a digital opioid, is what it really is.
That's what
Yeah.
social media is.
Well, cool. So tell me this with Hydra Plus. You all are doing weight loss drugs. All of a sudden, in the past 12, I mean, honestly, 6 months, it seems like it's exploded. Definitely, maybe 12 months, but 3 years ago, I don't think a lot of people were even talking GLP-1s and weight loss management drugs unless you were diabetic and your doctor's prescribing it. So tell me, did it evolve after you joined 3 years ago, or were they already doing that there?
My former business partner and I like to say that we were the ones who rolled this out in Georgia. And I'll tell you where it came from. We had a bunch of Brazilian patients, and they were telling us that they were flying to Brazil to get Ozempic. And they said, "You guys should keep it here." And so our pharmacy, who is local, we asked them to start compounding it. And mind you, we didn't have a dosing protocol yet. So we just get this vial of semaglutide, and it's got some B12 in it, and, kind of left to your own devices because there weren't off-label protocols, right? This is a drug that's used for diabetics, but it's not used for weight loss. So we did a lot of experimentation, our friends, family, husband, self. And, after finally working out the bugs and the nausea and all of those side effects, we cracked the code. And then we actually had a dosing protocol based on height and weight. And so when I came over here 3 years ago, we'd already been prescribing that at my last practice for 2+ years. I was very comfortable with it before then. I want to say I came here in September, and then within a year, the buzz came out about the Kardashians using it. Just blew up.
Got it. So you brought it to Hydra Plus, it sounds like, right? How's that part of the business going?
Oh, it's great. It's trumps all of the services and treatments that we have here.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And that's why with what we do here with EMS training, it's just such a good synergy because I have a lot of clients who are on weight loss management drugs, and it's like they burn fat, they also burn muscle, and we help with that.
Realize how much muscle they're burning because
Mhm.
protein, and they're not working out as much as they should. And so I think that's where scan is so instrumental because it totally
Yeah.
puts it in perspective, right?
Yep.
Start sending our weight loss clients to you. Even if they don't want to do the training, they should at least do the scan.
Absolutely. We'll definitely take that as a side topic that I want to explore further. That could be a big thread in the partnership for the viewers' sake, just to avoid confusion. So this podcast I run, it's called Growth Unleashed. We focus on growth strategies around small, mid-sized businesses, a lot of wellness fitness companies as an example. At the same time, I also have a wellness studio, which is what we're alluding to here.
Wellness studio.
Thank you. Not a gym. Yes.
Yeah.
On Stephanie's podcast last week, we clarified that. We do EMS fitness training and we help people get fit really fast. I'm right across the street from Hydra Plus, hence the partnership that Stephanie and I are talking about. But anyway,
Was it
so
Saturday?
what's that?
You see that I was there on Saturday with
I
our PA?
did. Yes, I did. Thank you for coming in. Who did you bring in?
She's our PA.
You told me you were going to be coming with her. Yeah, I did. Good.
No,
I'm glad to see it.
I think she was there for at least 2 hours, and the workout's 20 minutes. And then she called me. I was already home and moving on to the next errand for the day, and she said she was still there.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Having to brief with my staff after that, but hopefully she had a good experience. We'll get you all back here again. So, what have been some of your big successes being there for 3 years? What have been some of your key successes in helping Hydra Plus grow?
What's crazy is we don't really have any marketing in place before. And it appears to me before my time, because this was just IV hydration, there were no real promotions. There was no like social media, like active social media being done. We didn't have much of an internet presence. I didn't know where to start. So I went for the low hanging fruit. I started sending out email blasts through our electronic record system and figured out how to run a report so that we could get phone numbers. And then we started marketing by text message. And we do one text message a week, and that's really the bulk of our marketing. They are coming in and booking appointments for our Botox events or for our weight loss packages. Anytime a new promotion drops, it makes the phone ring.
So, even today, you're saying you do one text message a week. And you're saying because most of the traffic is from events. Is that what I heard you say?
No, it comes from the text message blasts.
Oh, gotcha. Where are you getting your lists? How are you finding these people?
Yeah, it's internal. The amount of clients who have come here in the last, 3 to 5 years,
Okay.
we've got a database of, maybe 5,000. And so, anytime we have some sort of Halloween special, Black Friday, if we have a new weight loss package or anything like that, we just send that with a little graphic and the phones ring. I have given my cell phone number to maybe 3,000 patients. So my phone goes wild on days like that.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Well, it shows how critical having a good list is. I mean, the key to having a really good list to contact people. That's amazing. So it sounds like a lot of your business is repeat business.
Yes. And referrals.
And
So
referrals. Yeah.
we're going to put at the bottom of the text, forward to friends and family. Because, when you see something that's like how we do on Instagram, you see something that's funny and you forward it. It's like the old chain emails that people used to send. Remember that from when
For
you had
sure.
Then you forward.
Now you get these big threads and text messages. That's great. So are you all doing digital? Are you doing ads at all? Like social ads?
We tried that a few weeks ago, and honestly, it didn't work. You're supposed to give it like a good 90-day run. The Facebook parameters for cranking out an ad, you can't have so much text and you can't have pictures of this or that. We ran a weight loss promo, and it looks like we just got a bunch of likes, but we didn't get any phone calls from it. We didn't get any interaction, any shares. So we may have to go back to the drawing board with that. But after a week of doing it, you're paying daily for ads like that. So it was like, let's just pull it and re-strategize.
So what are things that you think could be done differently or that you wish you had done differently? Or maybe those are two different questions. What do you think could be done better to improve Hydra Plus's? If you had to grow the business right now, what do you think you'd be doing differently to grow it more rapidly?
Well, we are redoing our website because we don't have an appointment setting feature. They have to call and the phones ring to all 3 offices at one time. If our front desk person is in the back doing vitals with a client, we can't get to the phones. We don't have any way of booking online. We don't have an app yet. That might be next. Maybe some sort of rewards program for number of visits, or your spend, or for your number of referrals.
Tell me about the competitive nature. How competitive is it around here? I feel like I see IV places all over, but I want to hear from you. Do you feel like it's a very competitive market?
It's a very noisy space. We're spaced out well enough where we're like, these IV hydration clinics, like we're not on top of each other. So people will go to where it's closest for them, which is nice. What I'm seeing now is a lot of these IV hydration places, much like Hydra Plus, we're evolving, right? So it's like, okay, now we can offer weight loss, hormone therapy, and some have got like hydrogen therapy, and some have a hyperbaric chamber and whatever. So a lot of the stuff that you offer at your studio, I was looking into like, okay, should we get into cryotherapy? Should we get into infrared sauna? Like those kinds of
Yeah.
things. So, it's competitive, but at the same time, I think because we're spaced so far apart, there's business for everyone.
One of my observations is I met a couple weeks ago with a physician who runs a regenerative medicines clinic about a half mile down from you. They're all about longevity, health span, and improving the overall wellness of individuals that live not just a long life, but a long, healthy, happy life. And so they have a lot of technologies and services around it. And one of my comments to him was, I don't know the elevator pitch. Like if I had to tell people what they do, other than
Yeah.
what I just said to you, their goal is to really help people live long, but they have so many different techniques and technologies and services that it's kind of hard to articulate. And that's a long way to my question. But basically, do you find it hard to position what you all do? Because if I see Hydra Plus, I'm thinking water. And if I hear your IV Wellness Center, I would never know you do testosterone. I would never know you do weight loss management. I would never know you do hormone treatment. So you're doing a lot of things that are not really just related to IV medicine. So I'm just curious, how do you go to market with that? How do you get the message out for all those different services?
Luckily for us, these used to be VitaFlow franchises. And when they got rebranded as Hydra Plus, there's a plus sign at the end. So
Yeah.
that's like, how we can market ourselves is that it's hydration plus more. And I think that was actually the subject line of the first email blast I sent out. We really have to rely on that plus sign to indicate much more than hydration in the med spas.
That's a great point. I love it. Yeah. Hydra Plus a lot more because all those other services, I'd imagine those are in high demand. Like you said, a medical weight loss sounds like a big part of the business.
Oh, yeah. We're in a season right now where it's about to die down because we're going into the holidays and follow the gym membership trend. January, floodgates open. We actually vowed last year, we did it for the first time. We worked 30 days straight in January. We had one store open for New Year's Day. Even through the winter weather, we were open for business. 30 days in January. January 31st, we hopped on a plane and went out of town.
Need a break. You decompress.
Yeah,
That's great. Yeah, definitely always looking for a vote of January in this business. What's that machine in your back shoulder? What does that do? Left shoulder. What is
This
that?
one, your ultrasonic cavitation.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So you do cavitation, yeah, because it looks like ours.
Red light therapy, but it's not as cool as yours.
Yeah, well, probably just different. The cavitation, that's interesting because we do that as well here. Very cool. So tell me about the future. What's going on in the future here with Hydra Plus, with you and with Hydra Plus?
We were entertaining the idea of a fourth location. That one was going to be in Florida. I was down there every couple weekends a month trying to look at office space. We found one that we liked, and then the bid we got for remodeling was a little bit more than we expected. So now we're in Q4, and they try to be very mindful of the expenses. Because we're not in a rush, it's still on the table. We just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So that's as far as expansion goes. And then as far as like products and services, I am working on, which I tell people I need to be locked in a rubber room with no windows and no Wi-Fi and no cell phone so I can finish writing out the longevity line. But so we're going to get into some stem cells, and we're getting into some peptides that are great for keeping your DNA from shrinking and improving your skin. There's topicals, injectables, all kinds of stuff. And we just need to put it together on one menu, and we can roll that out in 2026.
That's great. You're absolutely right. The one thing I will say is with heavy duty weight loss, we're not a fit. If people come in here and they're like, I got to lose 30, 40, 50 pounds, I tell everybody professionally and kindly, look, our expertise is really helping people get lean and muscular. I'd rather see you be more successful in a weight loss management program. Once you get down to a reasonable weight where you do want to now work on getting lean and cutting up, then we'd love to help you. It's kind of more of a long-term play.
Yeah, or just offer them the scan so they can see what you do in there.
Look at you, sales. Look at that. No, you're right.
After you lose all your weight, come back, let's do your scan again, and then we'll get you toned up.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I should talk to them next door. That could be a good angle to partner with them on. I like that.
telling you, it's been very eye-opening for me. I think we talked about this on my podcast. I'm self-diagnosed with body dysmorphia. To put in perspective how much of your body is lean mass and how much of you is actual fat, then the number on the scale shouldn't matter.
Mhm.
Say,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, for sure. And I try to get people in here all the time to just get the weight out of their, like, don't even focus on the weight. I try not to even bring the weight up because it's so meaningless, with what we're trying to accomplish. Because
yeah.
we're getting people muscular, and you're gonna get muscular, you're not gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
If you
We're going to trainer and I gained 9 pounds, but 94.9 pounds of meat is muscle. So I can't be mad
bingo.
at that.
Exactly, that's what's important. So I'm curious, where are you all looking in Florida?
Pompano Beach area.
Oh, that's where I grew up.
You know where the fish shack is?
The what?
The fish shack?
Oh my gosh, it's a blast from the past.
It's
Is it right by the pier?
near the pier.
I know what you're talking about.
We're looking over there.
Oh, very cool. I'll tell you, I think it would do really well down there. I would do really well. And I forgot to tell you, I left you after that energy booster the other day.
We
Whew.
cracked out.
I felt pretty good. I went to a play.
Different-
Yeah, I really like that stuff. All right, where are we? I thought I was going to ask you something else, but I think that's good. How about, I always love asking this question. If you could wave a magic wand, what would you do dramatically in the business in the next 6 months to help it blossom? What changes or additions would you make to really accelerate and blow up the business?
I think if we could get our costs down for our GLP-1 medications, because right now we're in heavy competition with Costco and Amazon and a bunch of these other websites that are offering GLP-1 medications where no one has to leave their home. I started to see that shift this past January, but if we could get our costs down, then we could have more competitive pricing. I know it costs a little bit more, but when you are a client of ours, you have that face-to-face interaction and we actually monitor you. We don't just mail you a vial and wish you the best. So, and I think that just changing the cost to keep our margins okay, to be able to offer more affordable pricing. And from an operations perspective, if we could just get our staff, we could be fully staffed every day where there's not a crisis
I certainly know that.
about running the business.
Yeah. And what about, do you have any efforts that you're going to focus on to help grow top line revenue from a top line standpoint? Or things that you wish you could or would do?
I've looked at different equipment that we could put in here, and I haven't been sold on anything because if we buy one, we have to buy three because we have 3 locations. So it's not just investing in one $150,000 machine. We've got to get 3. And there hasn't been one that's just knocked my socks off yet.
Yeah. Gotcha. Awesome. All right, Stefanee. It was a pleasure chatting with you again on this side of the fence. And just for the viewers' sake, if they wanted to learn more about Hydra Plus and what you all are doing there, how can they find out more?
Check out our Instagram. It's the Hydra Plus, and our website is thehydraplus.com.
Fantastic. In Atlanta, Georgia, what are your 3 locations? Buckhead, Sandy Springs,
Virginia Highland.
Of course, Virginia Highlands, my neck of the woods. Thank you, Stefanee.
All right, thanks.